Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 5th of July, 2023, the final consecutive streaming day of my first streaming week of July. Why don't we summarize everything that happened this week since it is the end of the week, shall we? So, lots of progress in all the games that I'm playing. In Street Fighter 6, I tried out Ryu back on Friday and played him all day long. Then I played him again on Monday. So I gave like 8 to 9 hours of effort into Ryu this week. Do I like the character? Yes. Am I good with him? No. My execution is poor. I don't have enough matchup knowledge to really know what to do in a lot of cases. Although after playing for 8 to 9 hours, I was finally kind of holding my own and starting to get wins. But at some point, I was like, dude, I got to stop playing with this character this week and do something different. So overall, my win-loss record kind of tanked this week because of Ryu losing a ton. It is a character that likely I will go back to in the future and try again. I find that my biggest gap in my gameplay is I don't know how to use Drive Rush. I keep trying to find ways to effectively use it, and I fail constantly. It looks like Drive Rush is a huge part of Ryu's game plan, and because of that, I'm not doing too well with him. Outside of that, I did do some randomized casual gameplay on Sunday during my big summer marathon, including characters like Lily, Honda, and Blanca, and I had a ton of fun with that, and won way more than I lost, although it was casual play. Today in Street Fighter 6, I played Zangief for about 3.5 hours. First time I had played him in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. I had learned new tech by watching videos online, new combos and new setups with him, which I did actually find is pretty effective. Like mid-range, I was able to do on reaction his level 2 super and blow through projectiles for big punish damage. I was doing this cool dash cancel combo that leads to big damage and also pushes the opponent to the corner. I was doing some more interesting dash cancel setups. But at the same time, it seems in the 2 weeks since I played him, everyone's leveled up, and everyone in this platinum ranking, I remember I'm platinum 3-star, almost a platinum 4-star. Man, they gotten better, and they are really to the point where it's just constant safe pattern rushdown, and if they get you in the corner, complete mix-up. And Zangief doesn't seem to have many or any tools to really escape that. You parry, well, I can't get out of the corner because after parrying, they're back in my face again. You try to break a throw, well, if you guess wrong, you get comboed and now you're screwed. If you guess right, well, they're still right in front of you. You get a slight chance to get out of the corner, right? Anti-air doesn't have one that goes straight up. So they could just keep neutral jumping in the corner and you really have no answer for it. So, Geef I like, and man, it was a tough session today. I mean, no exaggeration. I don't want to spoil, but I started real behind. Like, I lost a ton of matches. Like, oh shit, this sucks because, last time I played Geef, I was doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden, gradually, it started to come back and it started to pick up. And by the end of the stream, I got my momentum and I was getting some win streaks. So, without spoiling, did I come up on top or did I end up losing more than I won? Watch the videos to find out. Let's put it this way, it was pretty darn close, down to the wire, nail-biting suspense to see if I was actually going to do well with him or not. I do like Zangief, but man, he seems weaker in this game than he's been in lesser iterations. Like, definitely feels like he doesn't have as many tools to get past things like zoning or being stuck in the corner. And that sucks. I wish that he was better. And, I watch the top players playing, and even watching the top Zangiefs, here's what happens. If they can stay mid-range and mix you up and catch you with their combos and throws, you're done. The moment they're in the corner, throw in the towel. Even the top Zangiefs can't seem to get out of the corner. So, yeah, it seems to be an issue, all right? So that was Street Fighter 6 this week. I didn't get to play with Blanca in ranked, which I wanted to do. I wanted to see, now that I got my Blanca the Diamond, if I was going to be able to level him up further. In fact, I watched a bunch of tech videos and stuff, but I just didn't have time to do it. So we'll talk about that in a sec because guess what's coming up Friday, okay? 2 other games that I played this week. Diablo 4 made amazing progress, finished up Acts 4 and 5, and we are halfway through Act 6. We are near the end of the game. People are saying one more stream of Diablo 4, I'm done with it. Of course, the meat of the game is supposed to be post-game. After you beat the story, now all these new dungeons and things open up. But let's be honest, do people really want to see me play more Diablo 4? Or do they want to see me do new stuff because everything's been going on for a month or longer? There's 2 schools of thought. Some people do want to see me do some post-game in Diablo, and others are just like, nah, you played the story, drop it, let's move on to something else. So we'll see what happens in the next week, but we're at the very end right now. And with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, similar situation. This week, We wrapped up the whole lightning dungeon, which was awesome. Then we actually went and unlocked the next area of the game, which was the floating island. We went to the floating island and did all the platforming and puzzles there. And then we unlocked apparently the final dungeon of the game, which, surprise, was hidden underground all along. And I actually completed almost half of that dungeon tonight on stream. So what people are saying is probably 2 more streams. Because if I do real well, I could probably do it in one night stream. But knowing this game and me, it's probably going to take me a couple more streams to beat it. But yeah, we've got the second half of this dungeon, kind of the finale boss. And then we've got this endgame run to Ganon. And then the fight with Ganon. And that's the end of the game. So, similarly, excuse me, similarly to Diablo 4, we're right at the end. Another 1 to 2 streams. Looks like we'll be concluding Zelda 2. Alright? The only game we barely played and made almost no progress in was Final Fantasy 16. And there's 2 reasons. Number 1, because the game is so long-winded that every single time I stream it, I barely make any progress. I'll play for 3 hours, and 2 hours is literally cutscene exposition that is boring and doesn't really add anything. And then you'll have 1 hour of high-octane fun where you're in a dungeon, you're fighting unique enemies, there's a cool boss fight, the icons start fighting, there's general, huge plot developments, characters are passing, time lapses are happening, and you're like, wow, if only that had happened for 3 hours, maybe we would have made great progress in the game, but instead it only happened for 1 out of 3 hours, and they wasted my time 2/3 of this stream. And sadly, that's how this game has felt up to now. I'm over 15 hours into Final Fantasy 16, and it feels like I just finished the intro, and I should have only played 5 hours to get where I am. They wasted 2/3 of my time. Because I did the marathon, the special summer marathon this week, it held up my ability to play Final Fantasy 16. I played it less than anything else, and quite frankly, I don't think there's much interest for the game. If you look at the streams, barely 250 people show up. When I play it, everyone's in the same mindset of me. We're bored of these fucking cutscenes and the game dragging on and taking so long to get to interesting stuff. It seems like they kind of forgot what they were doing with Final Fantasy. Like, it's never been like this in a Final Fantasy game before. Even Final Fantasy 13. Yes, it was on rails for the first 20 to 25 hours, but once you got through that and the game opened up to the open world, it was fun. And those 20 to 25 hours had constant plot developments and on-rails action. It wasn't 2 hours of boring cutscenes that have nothing to do with anything. I don't need to know about the townspeople who are hungry and need a bowl of gruel. I don't need to know about the girl who lost her fucking comb and I have to go find it in a field. No, I want to play an interesting game. I don't want to waste my time with this horse shit. And they seem to have padded this game with horse shit. So, admittedly, out of all the games I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy 16 isn't interesting me the least. I want to play more of the other games. I would much rather play more Street Fighter 6 right now. Which is why we played so little of it, alright? Now, the one other thing was the big summer marathon. It went down really well. Everyone enjoyed it. It was a great time. We have a big schedule update right here on the channel. It's the featured video. Over 1,700 views and climbing. People are watching to know what I'm going to be doing during the fall. I hope you'll give it a look. It's a really fun, informative video, and I drank a little bit during it. So give it a look. It was pretty fun. Outside of that, there's some food vlogs, as well as a fun tier maker ranking American cuisine over on DSP Reacts, the sister React channel. You might enjoy that kind of stuff. And I already mentioned the Street Fighter 6 gameplay. So, good stuff this week. What's coming up next week, since tomorrow is my day off and I will not be here? If you so choose, if you could watch some of my videos, that would be amazing. If you want to leave comments on them, like the videos, that would really help for engagement. And if you would perhaps consider contributing to the channel, maybe becoming a member or a tip or a super thanks on a video when I'm not here, that would also be nice of you, and I appreciate that. When I come back on Friday, it's Street Fighter Friday. First and foremost, priority one, I'm playing with Blanca on that first dang stream. I want to level up my Blanca further. I'm not going to do that if I don't play with him. So Friday's main stream is Blanca, 3 hours of Blanca or more on that first stream, and it'll be all ranked gameplay in Diamond level. Hopefully I can hold my own and even level up my Blanca even further into Diamond. That would be amazing if I could. We'll see how that goes. I will, again, watch more tech videos and try to learn. I actually had some new tech for today playing with him, and then I didn't play with him. I'm like, I hope I don't forget that tech, for Friday. I'll have to watch the videos again. So, Friday's main stream is Blanca. Friday night, I don't know. Could be more Blanca. Maybe I'll switch to Lily. Maybe I'll switch to Marisa. I'm undecided. But it'll be fun. And basically, I'm not going to be playing with a new character on Friday. Instead, I'm going to split the stream between 2 different characters I've already used and try to advance with them, okay? Saturday, then, will be the React show, DSP versus the Internet, the clip show over on DSP Reacts. And Saturday night will be the likely conclusion of Diablo 4. Sunday, mainstream will be Final Fantasy 16, and there is no late stream on Sunday night because I need time to sit down and film the private React videos for patrons. I believe I have 3 of them I need to do this month. So I will film those and release them to the appropriate parties that night, but no late stream on Sunday because of that. Monday will be Street Fighter 6 and Zelda Endgame. Tuesday will be Final Fantasy 16, and if we've already beaten Diablo, then we'll do something new on Tuesday night. And there's so many options, including the World Tour mode of Street Fighter 6. Maybe we could actually start Amnesia the Bunker, which we skipped last month. Or maybe we go back to Elden Ring, the second run, which I now haven't played in like 2 months, and I'm going to want to get back into it, right? So all these options. And then Wednesday of next week, yes, I am still streaming through Wednesday of next week, more Street Fighter 6, and probably the conclusion of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So we're getting there. We're making progress. We're getting through these games. We'll finally have some new variety of stuff by the end of next week. I'm excited for that. Thank you so very much for supporting, and thank you. I will say this, for those who've been patient, if the RPGs have not been your thing and you've liked Street Fighter, thanks for being patient, because I know I can't just play Street Fighter constantly. For those who don't like Street Fighter, and you're like, man, I wish Phil would play other stuff, but man, he's been playing these RPGs forever. Thank you for being patient. There is new content coming that will not be these RPGs very shortly, okay? We're getting there, and I really thank you all for your patience. By the way, a couple updates happened. They announced Rashid is coming out in Street Fighter 6 on the 24th of July, and yes, I will be picking him because I already bought the season pass, so I'll be trying him out. We have a big event coming up at the end of the month. The Dark Side of Machinima React event. That'll be over on DSP Reacts at the tail end of the month, probably July 30th. So we've got good variety of stuff coming. Thank you all. Enjoy your Thursday away from my content and streams, or if you watch my content, thanks. Be sure to engage with it. See you Friday for Street Fighter Friday. Thank you all. Peace out. Have a good night.